This video summarizes public statements and news reporting and offers commentary and questions. Viewers are encouraged to read sources and decide for themselves. History shows us a pattern: problem, reaction, solution. A crisis sparks fear, justifies control, and control rarely goes away. With AI moving faster than governments, we need to stay informed, discerning, and prepared. I'm Heather, and this is Lake Files, from conspiracy to confirmed. Emergency warnings to the world are no longer just the talk of conspiracy theorists. Former Google CEO Eric Schmidt has been making stark statements about artificial intelligence, suggesting in one widely circulated clip that it may take a modest death event like Chernobyl for the public to take AI risks seriously.
In the industry, there is a concern that people don't understand this, and we're going to have some reasonably, I don't know how to say this in a not cruel way, a modest death event, something the equivalent of Chernobyl, which will scare everybody incredibly to understand this stuff. We see the possibility. We're doing everything we can to hold this stuff and prevent it. But does it take a tragedy? I mean, Hiroshima and Nagasaki were a tragedy. That's what, and Henry did, as you know, right. The early, and this is a RAND project, where they invented essentially mutual assured destruction, right, in the 1950s.
Nuclear. Yeah.
So we're going to have to go through some similar process, and I'd rather do it before the major event with terrible harm than after it occurs.
A tech leader, not a hidden whistleblower, saying human loss might be the only wake-up call. Tonight, we're going to examine what he actually said, what reputable outlets have reported, and what global systems are quietly being built around early warnings and emergency governance. Then you decide. Please take a moment and check out the description of this video, as I've cited much to read for yourselves to decide. For years, talk of an AI disaster, mass surveillance, and runaway systems was dismissed as sci-fi or fear-mongering. But the language has shifted. The warnings are now coming from the very people who built and advised the tech industry. Think about Chernobyl. Think about Fukushima. Think about programs once denied until documents surfaced, like MKUltra. History shows that major wake-up moments often arrive after the damage is done. The question is, do we need another disaster to act, especially with AI? Eric Schmidt has been unusually blunt in his interviews and talks. He's described scenarios where if one side races ahead in advanced AI, rivals could target the physical infrastructure, data centers, to neutralize that advantage. He frames it like a Cold War style standoff, except the target isn't missiles, it's servers. Here's the core distinction he highlights. AGI, Artificial General Intelligence, systems performing across domains at roughly human-level competence. ASI, Artificial Superintelligence, systems far beyond human capability across domains, able to outthink, out-strategize, and out-iterate us. Schmidt's point: once the line from AGI to ASI is crossed, change can outrun regulation. In that gap, he speculates the world could face a severe incident tied to AI misuse or geopolitical escalation, serious enough to force governments into emergency guardrails and global coordination. So we ask, why use this language so strong now? Is this just sober risk communication or early expectation, setting for policies that follow a crisis? Again, we'll report the links and transcripts in the description so you can read them for yourself. At the same time, major organizations are expanding early warning networks. The Sustainability, Research, and Innovation, SRI, Congress convenes government, academic, and industry leaders on planetary scale risks and responses. The World Meteorological Organization, UMO, the UN, and partners are rolling out early warnings for all. A 2027 goal to protect everyone on Earth with multi-hazard early warning systems. Officially, these frameworks focus on weather, water, climate, and related hazards. But ask yourself, once built, could such global alerting and coordination systems be adapted to other emergencies? Technological, biological, or AI driven? That's a reasonable question, not a claim. We're not saying there's a secret plan. We're saying the infrastructure for rapid, coordinated response is growing, and history shows big systems often get used beyond their original scope. A lot of analysts describe a recurring policy pattern. Problem, a severe incident, accidental, malicious, or unforeseen. Reaction, public fear, and a mandate to do something now. Solution, rapid policy moves, sometimes including expanded surveillance, tighter controls, digital identity schemes, and central coordination that would have been controversial before the crisis. We've seen forms of this after major shocks, 9/11, Patriot Act, and COVID-19 emergency powers. Supporters say these actions save lives. Critics warn they can outlast the emergency and narrow civil liberties. With AI, which side of that trade-off are we prepared to accept? Beneath the code and cables is a simple moral question. What do we trust, and who do we become under pressure? AI is often framed as a near miraculous solver of problems, medicine, education, climate, but no technology can carry the weight of ultimate authority over life and truth. History and scripture alike cautions us about false powers and systems that promise safety while quietly training us to surrender agency. Whatever your faith background, this moment asks for discernment. Stay awake, ask hard questions, and keep your conscience clear. Eric Schmidt's warnings about AGI to ASI, about data center targets, about urgent guardrails, tell us at least this much. The stakes are high, and the clock is fast. We don't need a disaster to start paying attention. Read the sources. Pressure your leaders, tech and political, for transparent safeguards. Strengthen your communities. Prepare practically. Think critically. And refuse to be ruled by fear. Are you awake, or will you be lulled to sleep until it's too late?